In other words, if I have leucine in my blood when I'm training, the response of the mTOR to the training is higher.
What's up? 筋肉翻訳です。さあ今日は筋肥大のために Bcaa を食事前、トレーニング前に取ろう。見ていきましょう。今回は Bcaa の取り方で筋肥大を促進させる取り方をクリスナさんが教えてくれています。Bcaa は EAA の中にも含まれているため、余裕がある人は Bcaa じゃなくて EAA を取ってしまうことを僕はお勧めします。今回の動画は以前の和訳動画を再編集してのお届けとなります。早速見ていきましょう。どうぞ。
One very popular supplement that I personally really use and believe in are BCAAs, and more specifically the leucine. They are a supplement that were very popular a few years back. Their popularity kind of downscaled a bit because they're not sexy anymore. People want to learn about the newest, coolest supplements. And really, BCAAs are not something you feel working. I mean, you don't feel energized. You don't really do a lot more volume with it. You don't feel anything special. But they are a very effective tool to add to your arsenal, especially during fat loss phases. Now, the BCAAs, especially the leucine component, is one of the amino acids, the leucine is, that has the greatest impact on activating mTOR. mTOR basically is the trigger that starts protein synthesis. When you activate mTOR, I'm starting protein synthesis or muscle building. When I'm training with weights, I am activating leucine, mTOR. When I'm eating a significant amount of food, I'm also triggering mTOR. Now, leucine can increase your response to that stimulation. In other words, if I have leucine in my blood when I'm training, the response of the mTOR to the training is higher, which makes the training more effective at triggering muscle growth. Also, if I have leucine or BCAAs about 15 minutes prior to a meal, I'm also increasing the mTOR response to the meal, which makes that meal more anabolic, more likely to build muscle. It's not a huge difference. It's not like you're going to gain 20 pounds in 3 months. Heck, even steroids won't do that. But it gives you just enough of an increase to make a significant difference over long run, especially when you're dieting down. I'm dieting down, I have a caloric deficit. It's harder on a caloric deficit to trigger mTOR. So it's much harder to build muscle, much more likely to lose it eventually after several weeks of dieting. The leucine or BCAAs are especially effective at allowing you to build a little bit of muscle even on a caloric deficit. Having as little as 10 to 15 grams of BCAAs pre-training and 10 grams of BCAAs before, about 15 minutes before a meal, will drastically, or significantly at least, increase your capacity to build muscle tissue. So it is definitely a supplement I would consider adding to, especially it's super cheap. If you go to the xpnworld.com website, BCAAs are super cheap, they are the highest quality possible, and it's in Canadian dollars, so US guys save a lot of money.
さあ、いかがでしたでしょうか。BCA の中でも特にロイシンが筋合成促進効果があるんですね。食事前であれば 10g を15分前に、トレーニング前は 10g から 15g を取る。これは BCA の数字なので、ロイシン単体ならもう少し少なめ、EA であればもう少し多めに取ってあげると、その筋合成促進効果は得られると思います。概要欄には僕のおすすめ EA を2種類、コーラツイスト味と IC ラズベリー味を載せています。気になる方は見てみてください。最後まで見ていただいてありがとうございます。今後音声配信も検討中です。感想や動画のリクエスト、チャンネル登録お待ちしています。ではまた。I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate to
call me back, 'cause I won't